너희들이 그 원칙을 찾았어.
Oh, and welcome, Brother Carlos. I see you. All right. Just almost ending this joint, but better late than never.
Oh, I apologize.
Oh, no, you're good. Talking about our rights and amendments there of which seem to be trampled, especially the First Amendment. People trying to tell us what we can and cannot say. So I've been pretty much covering that for a little while, but I'm just going live again. So let me play this for the people.
Hey guys, welcome to Hit.
Actually, let me play this. Yep, so we can go back to the First Amendment one more time where we left off.
The First Amendment protects freedoms of speech, press, religion, assembly, and petition. This sounds straightforward, but the First Amendment is still the subject of continuing interpretation and dispute. So let's look at the freedom of speech, which gives Americans the right to express themselves without fear of government interference. There are a number of categories of unprotected speech, including obscenity, true threats, incitement to imminent lawless action, and defamation. But deciding what speech falls within these categories is difficult. In reaching these determinations, courts often look at speech on a case-by-case basis and consider the context in which the speech was made. For instance, political speech, support or opposition of political figures, parties, and/or policies, enjoys stronger First Amendment protection. If speech is political in nature, no matter how outrageous and offensive it might be, it may still be protected by the First Amendment. So, yeah, this gets complicated. The First Amendment protects you from government punishment for what you say in most instances. However, the First Amendment is not unlimited. It protects you from government action, not the action of private organizations or people. Unless you're employed by the government, complaining about your boss could get you fired. Similarly, since social media websites are for the most part private
like
entities,
the one we on.
they're the only ones who can police posts on their respective sites. Similar to freedom of speech, freedom of the press allows people to express themselves through publication. This important freedom enables our journalists and reporters to freely report news and stories of public interest. But this also comes with some limitations. For instance, defamatory statements are not protected. Again, though, what constitutes defamation also requires a fact-intensive.
So I'm staying in the middle.
In addition, the First Amendment protects our right to peacefully assemble or gather together as a group for like-minded social, economic, political, or religious purposes. The First Amendment also protects our right to protest the government. We are free to sign petitions or even file a lawsuit against the government as well. And lastly, in guaranteeing the freedom of religion, the First Amendment prohibits the government from establishing a state religion or from favoring one religion over the other.
Yeah, like I said, welcome. Do a few more minutes because it's like I see people getting fired from their jobs and this and that because of freedom of speech, but maybe they just don't understand. What it just said is if you work for the government, they can't do that. But if you work for a private firm, they can do just about whatever they want, you know? So if you don't like the boss and you tell the boss, I don't like you, boss, they say, okay, hit the road, Jack. Ain't nothing you can do about that. Simple. But on the tip of the journalism, as long as we don't say any derogatory, inflammatory things, we can report the news. So what's going on with your brother, Carlos? I know you're just jumping in. Maybe I should play a little bit more and maybe you get down with it.
What's going on, brother? Brother Black Lightning.
All right. Just trying to bring people up
Power
to,
to the people.
up to par. Yeah. And what can help us? What can help the people? That's what I was asked. And I think what can help the people is knowing your rights. Yeah, that might help. A man just got killed for his freedom of speech, but people who want to say derogatory things now can't say anything. So if it don't matter what team you're rooting for or rooting against, there got to be some consequences and repercussions behind it. It's like, come on, man. I'm neither a Cowboys fan or Trump want to turn it back to the Redskins. I forgot what they call it now, but he want to turn it back to the Redskins or no public funding. Speaking of public, how about we do this real quick? Oh, wait a minute. All right. I'll come right back to it. Gotta put a little music on them, Saturday Night Revolutionary Block Party. You gotta keep it on the party tip. Saturday Night Black Revolutionary Block Party in full effect.
The information is guaranteeing what's really wrong with these racist days. I'm the strong and pity the weak. Your thoughts run your life, be careful what you think. Hate to be friends since century 17. So many true start and gasoline. And I do love France, know what I mean? It's a system I'm talking, nobody's agreeing. They say it's suicide when dead bodies are swinging. Cowards are hunting black men, that's what I'm seeing. How many toasters have been burnt down? And one Central Park was a thriving black town. Yo, Chuck, I'm fighting the power right now. Thanks to you, Flavor, CE, putting it down. Putting your life on the line so I can rap now. The next generation still singing Fight the Power. 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 We got to fight the power. Police use their ways, not over the law. Wanna keep it short, but we really need a long. To the boys in the hood, like a bullet in the car. The boys in the hood, probably because of my cause, we will fight like me. The property, you love Black Panther, but not Fred Hampton. Word to the Howards and the Aggies and the Hamptons. Won't look up, I'm for fuck. See what you say, George Hill for 20. Think about it, they had 2,000 pennies. The black like the cost of going to Wendy's or for the burger. He didn't murder. Fight for Brianna and the pain of a mother.
Just in case you got lost, this is the Black Revolutionary Block Party.
Generations is how long we've been at war. The revolution on all platforms. We break the man's mind in his backdoor. Solid gravity is what I'm wearing on flat for. For comrades who don't fall without. It's not the giant things our thoughts about before. So we the rap your reports about. You hear white people, you should take a course about. Because is it the Lord's infinite four finger ring? The science into the arts, the songs we can say. I really want to know why y'all so scared. Probably because the promised land we almost scared. But look, I think of images that fuel my youth. Introduced by Craig Hodges and I flew by who. Examples like Olympic black power salutes and Panther truth. I saw as I pursue my truth. If racism is a cancer, black is the hate. Gotta get up off the back porch. Emancipate your mind, get your body back for rent. And all black hands up for the anthem.
First Amendment in full effect. If you don't give me that, the Second Amendment is what you to expect, yo. Yeah.
Yo, check this out, man. Bring your feet back, man. 2, 3. People stronger than this evil. Smash your power structure. Melanin royal evil. System designed to kill and protect. Worldwide hit the streets just to get some respect. Our fight and our rights for freedom will never waver. Justice beyond a Taylor. Salute Chuck and Flavor. Still the same anger since Radio Raheem died. Black power to the people. Push forward pride. Fighting power like the hot stove. Born to fight. I made it off the block though. Thought he had a gun and he was back. That's the combo. They Cody killed George half in the combo. They killed Malcolm X, they killed Dr. King. They gave the guns and joke, they want to stop a king. Trying to erase my history, stop and think. History class ain't tell us about Juneteenth. Don't give a damn about the need, bro. When they kill the killer, you gon' use the king, bro. Okay, living life on real frizz. The last one we killed was Obama killed round quill. No kind of bloody, gotta keep fighting. Come through the North Korea, they respect bodies. You ain't trying to have your feet on fire. Some respect on our name, we come from gold and diamonds. Fight the power! Fight the power! We got to fight the power! Elvis was a hero of the month, but he never to be a safe straight up racist and something was simple and plain. Cause I'm packing up proud, I'm ready, I'm tight for some air. Most of my heroes don't appear no scam. Therefore, look like you look at my nothing but ready for 400 years to be checked. For the number one jam. Give him my chance to the Rocky right here.
Say with me, I am a black revolutionary. Say it with me, I am a black revolutionary, not no damn happy slave. So that's what time it is. We on that revolutionary tip, of course, and we ain't giving theirs no more time because it's too much time that's spent already. Right now, I'm on the time of what's affecting us. So what's affecting you down there in the in the Midwest? We got another Midwest brother on with us too. You still with me, brother Carlos, brother Joe? Oh, where'd they go? Which way did they go? Oh, you still with me, brother Joe? Carlos must have dropped off. Oh, he's welcome to come back on, you know. But until the meantime, between time, I think I better jam this one good time. Because it is Saturday night. I don't own the rights. I don't own the rights to that. I just thought it'd be something revolutionary to talk about our First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third, and all the amendments. Oh, yeah. So y'all know how I go, the flavor of the week. So don't get hyperextended over it. Just get over it. You know. Sometimes it take a minute. You know. We had our George Floyd, so we should understand. That's just the way it goes. This America. They do what they do in America, with the 3 Ks. Let's not forget that. I mean, their sympathy for us is like a null and void. So what's up with us with all that caring and stuff? We got to be like, man, what's affecting mine? What's affecting our crew? So, and what can we do about it? I say teach them their amendments. You got First Amendment, but just got to know the ins and outs of it. Say what you want, just don't be caught up. Fine line between love and hate. Fine line between disorderly conduct and the First Amendment. But don't forget, y'all got that Fifth Amendment too. I ain't got to tell you jack. Yeah, dig. Simple as that. Oh, let's see if that's Brother Carlos back. All right, yeah. You back? Hold on. All right. Oh, man, we lost him again. What happened, Carlos? I was adding you to the stage and then I lost you, brother. You got to try again. All right. Oh, there you go. I hear somebody knocking at the door.
I apologize, brother.
All right.
I'm here. I'm having technical difficulties with my phone. But I'm still here, brother Black Lightning.
Hold on. All right, I lost you there. Glad you came on Black In. If I lose you, just come on back. Yeah.
Always. Absolutely.
So what do you think about the First Amendment right that we don't seem to have because people are losing their jobs over their opinion over stuff. So I ain't giving my opinion on it. Matter of fact, we got stuff going on of our own to be dwelling on their stuff. I'm still trying to get everybody to remember what's happening with us. So what's happening with you, brother?
Right. I'm doing good. And my opinion and what's going on is that it's a distraction because of the sovereign treaty that's been met and the Constitution having to be, null and void because there were laws in the sovereign nation before the Constitution was implemented. So the reason I said is that it's a distraction is because then the Federalist list, they were supposed to update the Constitution every 20 years. And now I think this is just a ploy and a tactic to, reiterate what has no bearing anymore. The laws of the indigenous is human rights, and the Constitution came after that. So we have the human rights, which is meaning to acknowledge, the right of, each individual tribe and, respected land. And now they're trying to bring back and reiterate this Constitution that is supposed to be null and void anyway.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was playing the U.S. Constitution, the whole thing, just the other day. It's on my channel. Yep, and I was covering the Civil Rights Bill today of 1964. That a little bit earlier, so people can go back and look at that. And I like to keep it moving. That way we ain't gotta. When we go to the Wayback Machine, when they start forgetting about what happened to us, and start dwelling on they stuff too much, then I'm gonna have to hit the Wayback Machine button. That's just how it goes. You know what I mean? Oh, as a matter of fact, here we go. Somebody said something about our national anthem. I don't know if they was talking about this or not, but if they weren't, they should have been. Said we'd be out at Juneteenth playing our national anthem. So I guess this is it. Unless they chose one for us that I didn't know about.
Isn't the national anthem for the indigenous lift every voice and sing?
Wait, hold on. Let's bring it down a little bit. Man, we got to put this on 10 for a minute. Hold on. We'll come right back. Only because it's Saturday night, you know. So it's the Saturday Night Black Revolutionary Block Party. Say it louder, Black Power. All right. You know, we got to get our jam on. It's Saturday night and everything is all right. Yeah. Well, hey, Black Joe, what you thinking about that, brother? I know you're in the background, but that's cool too. But feel free to jump off the mic anytime. And any gems you might want to give the YMs and YWs out there is always greatly appreciated, you know. Yeah.
At this point, I'm not going to disturb anyone's process of progress. But you jamming though.
All right. We got any requests? I know you got me. You be jamming on your channel. Hey, but you got to keep them aware of their rights, right?
Can you play Don Tripp Suicide Bomber?
You have to send it to me. I have to bring it up. It ain't on my list, you know, on the list of stuff that I already got. Yeah. But wait a minute. Hold on. Let's just bring that joint up. Hold on. I can't ask for a request and not do it. Hold on. What's the name of it again? Was it Suicide Bomber?
By Don Tripp.
Trill?
DONTRIP.
Don Tripp.
Yeah,
okay.
He said too.
Suicide Bomber, Don Tripp. See, we ain't never did this on the air before. Hey, you might get people calling in and say, hey, can y'all play this? But I hope it don't get me shut down. Sometimes I get to jamming other people's stuff and they be shutting me down. But just so they know, we are willing to split the money. Yeah. As long as we split the money, we should be good.
And a lot of people are,
you know, some of them have revenue sharing. And then sometimes they don't. And then that's when I get a problem. Play a piece of it though. We might have to sample this joint.
yeah. If it's me, hope they bring it that they got. Hey, rounds, trying to bust it. Made it live. Dennis Robin in the box. You know, and I got cash sentimental ass niggas. That's you, nigga. Cinderella in the glass slip. In the bag. Pick me up some cat litter. When you do shit to me, look, I don't do this regular sort. Niggas get the money, and tell her I'm a trendsetter, and I'm doing it. Better make it come. Never, I'm sitting in the rock sweater.
Oh, I wish I could turn this joint all the way up on 10. I had a big speakers booming again. He's shaking the wall up in his junk.
Now what the hell? No one cares. Hold some prayers. They got let was the day they had to hell. My name sell fit. That dude is scared. Hello the shell. I'm so for real. That's how the open bills. It runs deeper than Randy Moss on the bills. Niggas need to get some life insurance. What I've been doing. Well, let me tell you what I've been doing. Getting to the money full time. I do soon as I make it something that I be trying on the bullseye. Get to the money full time. How my homie is full time. Clearly you ain't got shit to lose. This money would be suicide.
Now, hopefully, it don't get me shut down. We willing to do revenue sharing, because I be having that problem sometimes. Man, even last week, it was like, goodness gracious, they shut my thing down on YouTube because some, I forget. They didn't want that broadcast being put out about the 3 civil rights workers who had been slain in Mississippi. That's why, you know. Matter of fact, it was 2 white and a black that disappeared, and a mob of KKK had unalived them, had lynched them. As a matter of fact, the local sheriff had a thing where he was pulling in people, and then when he let them loose, the Klan and the boys be outside waiting on them. As soon as they let them loose, they out there to reception committee, you know. So they unalived them boys. But anyway, for whatever reason, they didn't want me playing it, but I can say it if I can't play it. Ain't that right?
By pilot, you wonder, is that person there because they earned it or because they replaced them?
What percentage of young blacks have both a mom and a dad?
We must stop.
So there you go. Too much happening out there for me to get involved like that. All I can say is I can look in and hopefully learn by their mistakes that we handle our own business and handle it right. You know, not like Charleston, but white. I mean, do it right, not like Charleston White, which he do a lot of good things, but then it get negated by saying the negative stuff. So we got to just keep it real all the time. You know, we ain't got to give up no, here's a character, you know, because if I do a character, it's going to be something spooky. I want something from the dark side, you know, when I've already seen some of the capes and stuff that you can order with the, look like an old monk cape, you know, with the hood on that joint, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about getting me one too, except my demeanor would change if I put that on. You'd be like, yeah, you'd be like, man, his eyes started glowing. As soon as he put it on, his eyes started glowing. So what's going on, gentlemen? Okay, here's what I was thinking. As long as we know all our amendments and Constitution, but you know, like you said, Brother Carlos, it get ratified every so often. As a matter of fact, it was talking about that on the little thing that I was playing. I'm gonna play a piece of it, but it's way too long, but it's real strong. So I'll play a piece of it. Oh, by the way, as long as we passing by, just want to say that T.I.'s son seemed to be going to jail for the exact same thing Boosie's son is going to jail for. Seems like both of them can't get around having firearms. When they got that much money, they're supposed to have security with firearms. You don't need firearms. You know what I mean? But they don't seem to get it. But like the judge say, well, like Richard Pryor say, you remember next time. What they say, ignorance of the law is no excuse. And they will say, gentlemen, yeah. Hey, brother, Carlos, did you bring Dr. Webb with you or any of the constituents with you on the line? They can come on and chime in if they on here.
So I don't know who all's in. It's Trey. Are you there? Trey from St. Louis. Is Black from Milwaukee.
Okay. Roll call.
T1, JC.
Tell us what's going on up there, y'all. Come on in. Yeah.
like this in front of all your people.
Let me get out of that. T.I.'s son getting locked up. I got a little footage of that. But I'm gonna stay on the Bills tonight. Yeah. So, gentlemen, start your engines.
Isn't that one of them? The right to bear arms?
Yes, sir. You
Because
know
we are
got
at
that
war.
one on here. Second Amendment.
Right.
Let me play a piece of that. Because that goes right with that First Amendment. So that Second Amendment backs that First Amendment up.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to have your freedom of speech. And if you can't get it, you got your Second Amendment, your right to bear arms. Well, y'all can expound on it. I don't
And
really have to bring it up. Huh?
when you spoke on the Constitution, what about the preamble where all men are created equal?
Oh, yeah. Well, we weren't even considered men.
States of America,
But here we go.
September 17, 1787. Preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
And like I said, when they say all men created equal, he's talking about landowners, people probably owned slaves.
Well, at that time, there were free men. All men were free. And is that not the language that they try to, indoctrinate or incorporate in us to alluding to accept? Is this not where now Donald Trump has brought forth saying that, the affirmative action has been, removed, meaning that now it's for all men to come forth and bring forth their arguments in civil court on their own, instead of allowing an attorney or to give up your or waive your rights to allow someone to speak for you.
Brother Joe, can you mute your line on the live, because it's coming through kind of echoing. I figure it might be you because you're the only one on both other than me.
That's definitely not me.
Oh, okay. All right, my bad. Well, it could be because I got both of these devices next to each other, and I be forgetting sometimes it's gonna feed back. But I'm not in the StreamYard. I'm on StreamYard on one, and then on the other one, it's just straight studio. We've been in there for a while too. I might have to cut it loose because it's been there for a minute. No, I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off, brother. But it was echoing. I was trying to figure it out. So come again, say again. I'm gonna put mine on mute while you talk.
Well, I was just speaking on the, incorporated indoctrination of the language that they tend to share. And, preamble that all men are created equal. Because as men, we were free. And his story is the illusion of, better yet, the incorporated confusion. And therefore, they're trying to get us to listen to their language and accept that we are not men when we are what we have to do. Affirmative action, no longer do we have the right to ask the people, which is the illusion, the language that's being spoken, because the people are the elected officials and we are the citizens. And we have a voice and we need to come forth, and no longer are we able to count on the people to defend us. We have to come forth and do this on our own now. As freed men.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Let's cover the First Amendment one more time. First and second.
Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
There you go.
Amendment.
You can't be infringing on our right to bear arms or our freedom of speech. Go ahead, brother. Or we can pass the mic around. Anybody? Brother Joe, or any of your constituents that's on the line with you, feel free to hop on in here. I'm just bringing it up because I'm seeing how even people in the media, like that guy that have that big show, all of a sudden he get canceled because he don't go along with the program. It's like, come on, man, what is this? Go along with the program? You gotta nod your head. They're just looking for yes men out here now. What happened to this America, the land of the free and the home of the brave? Or as Fannie Lou Hamer said, is this the land of the tree? You know? Yeah. And
absolute true.
Yeah, the land of the tree and the home of the grave. Yes, indeed. Go ahead, brother. Sorry, got y'all. We covering them amendments. I know y'all the right ones to be covering them with too. You're gonna be rocking with them things. Y'all already know them though, don't you? Got the right ones on the line for that, Joe. Any expenditures on that, my brother Joe over there? Because I know the right to bear arms and the freedom of speech is something that we all got to deal with. You know, we can't get spanked no more for saying what we want to say. You know, and I ain't got to run in my state.
I ain't got no expounding on it. I'm here learning.
Okay, right on. I know.
What about the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would that be the Fifth Amendment?
Oh, Fifth Amendment? Well, let's get the Third Amendment first.
3.
Oh, I apologize.
Okay, no problem. We'll work our
No
way to it.
soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law.
Ain't that something? There's a little amendments that the people don't be like, man, you ain't never heard that one. The third, at least I hadn't. Well, then again, y'all probably had, and I just did. But number 3, no soldier. That's talking about a soldier in wartime. Oh no soldier in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in manner to be prescribed by law. In other words, the law can take your stuff if they feel like it. We'll continue.
So is this what Donald Trump has done when he sent the military to Memphis?
Yeah, that's what I'm
He's
looking at.
violated the Third Amendment.
Well, he can do the War Times Act. And then when he tried to be slick. Well, somebody on his team slick when they did that what they call it, Alien Enemies Act. So that pretty much put him in a wartime position to call the shots. I guess at least that's just my theory. You know, not even an educated guess. It's more like I've seen this before. I've seen him play it out before. And I know what he's doing. He want to make sure that he stay the president, because if there's a war going on, you can't even have an election. But let's just keep going. Fourth Amendment.
The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized.
Now, what about you, Brother Joe? Any comment on that? Or should I play it back? Let me read it. He read it kind of fast. My mind be a couple of paragraphs behind when he be finished. It's the right of the people to be secure in their persons, house, papers, and effects. Okay, that means can be looking through my phone against unreasonable search and seizure shall not be violated. No warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath of affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person of things to be seized. So that goes back to what we were talking about what do you call it when they can look in your house and they can see a crime going on, or they can see something illegal in your house, then they can come on in. What you call that again, brother? Slips my mind. Any help on that?
Probable cause?
Yeah, but you have the name on it. We was talking about it. Yeah, probable cause, but it's like damn. What do you call that, Brother Joe? When they can look in your house and see, and anything they can see, they can get on it.
Well, that's illegal because that's a violation of privacy, isn't it?
Yeah,
they have to have an investigation.
They got stipulation.
There should have been an investigation for them to be looking into that house, as the Fourth Amendment just stated. You know, that would be considered illegal search and seizure right there.
Yeah, but if you open your door and they see something going on, then they have the probable cause to come on in, because they see.
Well, that would be putting the cart before the horse. I would not open my door.
If you open your door for the police, and you forget that everybody's sitting there with cocaine on the table and firearms, you forget and open up the door and they see it, then they can jump on it.
Well, when they knock, they have to acknowledge who they are, and then that's where the warrant was supposed to come in, and that would be a total violation of the Fourth Amendment and illegal search and seizure, because you did not have a warrant, you did not have probable cause. So I would not even open my door. And Sharon, I'd ask who it is. You just don't open your door to people, and they should just be looking in people's houses.
Like now, they made it. They took that thing away where they used to say, "Oh well, they smell marijuana, so they search your car." They took that thing away, but that's part of it. It's like because they use that as an excuse. That's all, But it's totally illegal. And I think it's against the Klansman Act, a lot of what they're doing,
Well, that's what they did in 2022 when they came and kidnapped my son, and that I'm still fighting the state against now.
Mm-hmm.
I verified the same thing, and they did not have a picture of whom they come in to get. They did not have a warrant or anything,
Yeah. You're kind of muffling up there. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me move these phones away from each other. Who's that? Hey, Shabaka! What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Shabaka Shankori, finally in the house. We got
Yes, sir.
brother Black Joe, and we got brother Carlos on the line, and we're talking about our amendments and our rights that's being trampled on. And since I've been looking for you for a few days, what's going on, Shabaka? Hold on,
man,
brother Carlos. We'll be right back.
Okay, no, man, I've been having some technical difficulties with this stupid phone and stuff like that, man. You know. So, what it is that based on
I couldn't bring you on the other night because I was using my my regular phone for the broadcast.
Okay. So
yeah, and we was going down the amendments, and so far we at the 4th amendment now, the right of the people to secure the person's house, papers, and effects against any unreasonable search and
seizure. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you do know in some states, man, they're getting around that, man, is because I believe they're calling it a general search warrant, you see. And keep in mind, man, as they say, you got to understand when it comes to law and statutes, particularly at the federal level, because you got the federal level, the state level, you got the county level, and you got the municipal level. So it's playing chess, not checkers.
Absolutely.
You say, and then keep in mind, to quote George Orwell, police guard, you're chosen for your superior brawn and lack of intelligence. And you will be suspecting of everyone, and you will be prepared to give your life for Big Brother, the leader you have never seen.
Oh, I figured it out. I know what's going on now. I know the problem was I actually had StreamYard going on in the background on my other device, and I shut it all the way down, so we nice and clear now. Keep on going, y'all. Sorry about that.
Oh, yes, sir. And keep in mind that George Orwell had wrote this material in 1949 in a book called 1984. And 1984, man, what is that there now? Over 40 years ago now. So imagine with all this high-tech stuff that you got going on. Then you got the orange dude, man, who's a convicted felon who is holding the highest office in land. And then when I look at these other how should we say other judges and attorneys that come on with their own talk shows, and I'm not going to mention any names, you know what I'm saying, but you all got a general idea of who I'm talking about. You say, and then when you go up there and you're accused of a crime, you're supposed to be selected by a jury of your peers, right?
Your peers, right.
Okay, now hold it. Now, so if a black man or woman is a defendant, then everybody sitting in that jury box ought to be black. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's too much like right. You see, that's too much like right. You see what I mean? And then quite naturally, of course, they're still upset about Orenthal James Simpson, commonly referred to as OJ when he was alive. You know, may he rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? And he got caught up, you know what I'm saying? Because what's the first thing, man, is that the white fella's going to put on you? That she-devil. That she-devil, right?
Yes.
Once again, gentlemen, it is chess, not checkers. You see what I'm saying? And then no disrespect to our beautiful black women, but she is being used as a tool against the black man as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I didn't know that. Excuse me, I didn't know that I had my other device had StreamYard going on in the background, so that's where I got the echo from. But I got rid of it. Thank you, Brother Joe, for letting me know. But I heard it. I was just trying to figure it out. That's why I said somebody else got it on in the background. What it was me. But anyway, Anyway, we got Brother Carlos on. We was talking about the Constitution and
Okay.
kind of going down it. But what were you saying about the Fourth Amendment? About Brother Joe, you still there? Wait a minute, where'd he go? I need an expert on the line. What did you call that when they can look in your house and see something? Y'all remember we was talking about it a couple of weeks
probable
ago.
cause. It's called probable cause. If I got my kangaroo court knowledge handed right now, keep in mind, man.
I know that term. It was another term for when they can actually see it. You know.
Okay, that's the plain sight clause. That's the plain sight clause, I believe.
Sight clause. That's the one I was looking for.
Now you got to keep in mind that all these kangaroo courts are different in every state and every jurisdiction. You see what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then keep in mind that all these politicians, mayors, district attorneys, police chiefs, see, all these individuals are lawyers. So they went to it's a safe bet to say they went to the same school as the one who's trying to throw you under the jail. The same one, man, who's running these kangaroo courts to stack evidence against you, meaning the judge and your public defender. Not unless, of course, you got a house to put up, all your savings, just about the very essence of your economical being, man, to put up there to go through this. So the moral of the story is don't get arrested.
Yeah.
Well, as we're talking about the Constitution and our rights, and the studies that I've done is that when it comes down to it, yes, all of these departments, are fraternities that's playing a part in this. However, the only understood agent that is a licensed lawyer would be a sitting administrative judge. Other than that, the others only have what's called a certificate that we all go through. You get a certificate, just passing, any and everything. So no one is an actual lawyer as other than a sitting administrative judge. Now, we all are, in the studies, attorneys in fact. And that means that we are competent and we're able to, bring forth arguments and motions. So therefore, we are all attorneys. Everybody that's competent can represent themselves. And that's where you think about when you in the hospital and you give up the power of attorney. That's the same thing. And when you look at it, it's attorney in fact is what you establish in these, on these ships, because that's what law is. Land, air, water.
Maritime law.
Yes.
And to prove brother's point, this is why that when you go into these kangaroo courts, you got that bar between those sitting in the audience and then the little gate you got to go through, where you got the prison deliverer right there, then you got the prosecutor right there, and then you got the kangaroo court judge up there. And I'm taking responsibility for all my statements, on that light. Now I'm just putting that disclaimer out there.
We ain't cussing. I don't care what we say.
Gotcha. I understand.
Oh,
absolutely.
But we don't want to say nothing to get the channel shut down either.
Exactly.
That's why I'm staying away from their subjects, because they've been just flooding the airways with, do you care? I'm like, man, I'm going to get on you with the First Amendment first and then the Second Amendment, just in case you ain't understand. And I'll give them the Fifth Amendment on their subject matter. How about that? But we got to get to the Fifth Amendment. We still on the Fourth Amendment.
Let me share a secret that something research has shown me. It's a matter of jurisdiction as well. And when it comes to jurisdiction, when it comes to law, the only thing that anyone should be ever held accountable for in civil court is murder. Other than that, we are only being illusioned and tricked. That's what law is. It's a craft. It's casting spells. If I can trick you, I can beat you. And if I can get you to believe in what I'm saying, you're caught. Well, all of these tickets, those are supposed to be under the ordinances of the municipality, and they're supposed to be a citation offense. And it should never be going over into civil court unless you're in the lack of the knowledge of that you just agreed to go forth and allow them to prosecute you, illegally, because you did not commit murder when you got a ticket for a citation for a driving offense, a citation for domestic violence, a citation for jaywalking. All of those are things that goes under the lawful authority. And for so long, our generation has been accepting that the safety peace officers that are violating their scope of representation under their oath to office, they are, they have no respect for the rule of law by putting you under arrest at all. It should always be a sheriff. And the only thing.
Okay, glad you brought that up, my brother. Move to the head of the class. Not taking over your show, Lightning.
Now go right ahead. Y'all rolling.
Okay. Now, this gentleman is absolutely correct. Is because you see, the police are policy enforcers, and they evolved from slave patrollers to whereas the sheriff is elected by the people. Why do you think, man, when you get arrested, by a city police officer, right? Okay, so then they're going to take you to the kangaroo court for your arraignment to see if they have enough evidence to prosecute you for a crime. That's what an arraignment is, to see if we got enough evidence, rather if it's fabricated, legit, or fell out the sky, or beamed down from the Starship Enterprise. Okay, now we can prosecute you. Now you are indicted, which means is that the kangaroo court has officially charged you with a crime, and the last phase before you go up the river is one of these trials. You see what I mean? And then, of course, as they say, when a person represents himself in court, he has a fool for a lawyer and a jackass for a client. Now, that makes a lot of sense, is because you got to keep in mind that judge, that prosecutor, and that public defender, they got to go to school, man, for 8 years. Undergraduate and graduate school. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So you don't want to be. That's like trying picking a fight with a professional fighter.
That's exactly what it is.
It don't have to be. It don't have to be Mike Tyson. You could be picking a fight with what's George? What's what's the boxer name that lived in Vegas?
Mayweather. All kind of
Mayweather.
Check it out.
He could be messing with Mayweather's daddy, and he'd knock you out. Mayweather daddy ain't no slouch either. Mayweather daddy, he might be old, but Mayweather daddy will knock you out.
Check it out.
Floyd Sr. is a former professional fighter. That is correct.
Yeah. I just realized something. The broadcast that we've been putting out, they keep going on personal mode. Like I just went in and redid the one from earlier and put it on public. And like the one that we're doing now, it's probably on personal mode, and I have to wait till I'm done to put that on public. But that's all right. I'm on top of it. That's why I did that third one. I did a third one where was straight into the system without using this damn StreamYard. That's what's doing it. Yeah, for whatever reason, when it goes out of StreamYard on the Facebook, it goes private mode. Now when it goes to what do you call it? YouTube, you go to YouTube straight out. But then YouTube's so finicky about what you can play, what you can't play. So I played the 3 civil rights workers that got killed in Mississippi. And
you talking about in Alabama?
Yeah, in Alabama. And they struck the damn channel and took that damn thing down. Ain't that something? They don't want nothing that pertains to us that might have us thinking a little bit. They don't want it out there. Black power. Go ahead.
Okay, now you're talking about a young white woman from Detroit who was killed by the name of Viola Luiso. Okay, and also too, it was 2 brothers that they found, and they found their remains where they were building a dam down there in the great state of Alabama. Segregation yesterday, segregation day, segregation tomorrow. To quote old frog face, George Wallace. You see what I'm saying? So they hid the evidence. Okay, well, of course, they suppressed the evidence and what have you. And then, of course, like, look what they did with Miss Fannie Lou Hammer.
Yep, and Black Power, Quran, Black Power. See you on here, Black Power. Keep going, Shabaka. Y'all chime in anytime, though.
Okay, and now another thing that is happening, man, that's messing up everybody's phones and stuff like that, man, is TikTok. Okay, is because I went on TikTok, all right, and I was invited, to speak on the show. They let me talk and what have you. And the good part about it is they pronounce my name properly, which is Shabaka Sankore. Say the last name is after the University of Sankore, in ancient Mali. You see what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the thing is this, right? Is that they don't ever want us to get a fair trial in the courts. Never do we get a fair
That's why
trial.
we got to know our rights. That's why I'm bringing them up. Shoot. Make
exactly.
sure we know them. Yep.
Okay, but the question is, though.
And they've been ratified.
Okay, but do we really have these rights? Is because of our status of when we was brought here on the slave ships. You see what I mean?
That's what I was saying. It's like they made it for people that own homeowners. That's what they made it for. People that own property and land.
Hold it. And slave owners.
Yeah, exactly. If you own land, you most likely own slaves too. But if you couldn't afford slaves, then you had to go off the war or send your kids off the war.
Okay, now here's something else too. Now, do you know that when they was holding slaves, that you could borrow against your slave, have your slave as collateral for a bank loan, right?
Yeah.
You could lease out your slave, and then also too, you could rent your slave.
That's
see what
why
I mean?
They weren't killing slaves, because they'd be like, man, that'd be like running your Cadillac into the river because it had an alternator problem. I said, man, that Cadillac costs way too much money to be running into the river.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then another thing, glad you brought up automobiles. Why is it when you need essential services such as a house, a vehicle, farm equipment, you know what I'm saying? They always want to tie you to a note with some interest attached to it, right? Okay, and then of course if you default, that's what they got, the foreclosure, land forfeiture. You see what I'm saying? And the same thing with slaves. Now, if you ever saw a film made in 1954 or 1956, I forgot which year, it was in the 50s. It was called Band of Angels, right? Okay, where the slave trader had a daughter, okay, by, and I don't want to use that BW term because a lot of sisters been inboxing me, cussing me out. But okay, your female slave, okay. She was also known as a breeder. So this is why when you listen to that cut by Oscar Brown Jr. in the early, I think late 1950s, early 60s, it's called Bitter Men, Bitter Men. You see what I'm saying? And what he's doing, he's talking about the auction block. You say, why do you think that they always refer to as the black woman as a jewel? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Say,
and don't want to leave Brother Quran out. Give him a chance to chime in because I know he might be working and might not have a lot of time. So what's going on, my brother? You can unmute anytime.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, brother. What's going on? How's the life treating you out there? We're talking about the amendments and the Constitution, and so we stay up on the laws, so we they don't be, we already got too many. To me, the First Amendment, which is freedom of speech, is being trampled on right now as opposed to
Trampled on, that's putting it mild. Lightning has been thrown in a shredder.
yeah. So what do you think about that, brother Karan?
I mean, it's the same old game, same old thing. Ain't shit gonna change unless
Yeah.
we do something. You understand?
Yeah, that's it.
So then we gonna be crying, watching niggas dying. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's all we gonna be able to do if we don't do something. Can't be
Okay.
getting on with the program because guess what? Kill niggas is the program.
You know
So if
what you
you with the
can do
program, that's
and
what
what
you
you
with.
can't do, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
Because,
excuse my
like I
friend.
say, the First Amendment got a lot of stipulations in it. It all depends on whether you work for the government or not, whether or not you
But
can even
see,
use it.
it don't apply to us. We must
Right.
first remember that. We must remember that. Not remember, member. Remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, remember that.
Yeah, remember that. Don't remember.
Remember that
Remember that.
shit. I
Remember
mean,
that shit? Yeah, that's what we remember.
oh, try not to cuss on here if we can. I
Excuse
want to
my
keep it
French.
G
Pardon
so
my
that
French.
way we can keep pushing
Parlez-vous
all
français?
the way out. Plus, you know, they're just looking for an excuse to push a brother all the way to the back of the line anyway. So we
Parlez-vous
got so
français?
accustomed to riding on the back of the bus. At least I did. I was like, I get on the bus, it'd be like the seats all up in the front. I'm like, man, I'm going to the back where it's comfortable.
Oh
I
yeah,
can
it's
open
meant
up
to.
the back window and smoke
But yo,
my
do you know that
cigarette.
it's the opposite too? Some people don't want to go to the back of the bus.
I know, but I smoke my cigarette back there because you're not supposed to be smoking on the bus no way. So you go
Oh, you
all
talk.
the way to the back of the bus
Oh,
and
you
you want to
talked
smoke a
up.
cigarette.
You smoking?
No.
You be
Back in the
smoking up.
day,
But
anyway.
however, though,
Nowadays, who knows? They probably got ICE officers on there to bust you in the head. I don't know.
I don't know.
oh yeah.
Don't fuck
Oh yeah,
around.
oh yeah, yeah, they do. Now the thing is, now when I ride the bus, I prefer to go to the back of the bus. You know why?
No.
Because see, you get to see everything in front of you, man. What's going on, man? You might have some deranged idiot, man, come up
Yeah.
there. Oh, I gotta go kill everybody today. You know what I'm saying? He
You gotta
probably
kill
got a hold
everybody
of
in the
some
front
bad.
before you get to us in the back.
Yeah. He probably got a hold of some bad junk, or probably got a hold of some of that
At
rock
least we
gut.
can get
You know
off
what
that
I'm
back
saying?
door too, you know.
Oh, exactly, man. Or push come to shove, man. Use your.
You cut off. You cut off, Shabaka. Maybe you hit the mute button.
Okay,
Where's
can you hear
Shabaka?
me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, yeah, this is those stupid phone acting up. Okay, so what it is, man, is that when you're on the back of the bus, you got everything in front of you. You see what I'm saying? So if any
Can y'all mute the
harmful.
lines? We got a little static in the background.
Okay, hold
Well,
on a
not you,
second. I got.
Shabaka. You're speaking, unless you're
Okay,
speaking. Yeah,
okay,
well,
all righty.
but yeah,
And,
you
and,
see everything in front of you. That I agree. I like to keep everything in front of me. I don't want nothing behind me. That's how that girl got
absolutely.
killed on the train in North Carolina, having somebody behind her. Oh hell no, ain't gonna have nobody behind me. You know, some deranged lunatic back there. He's sitting there contemplating it and going over it in his head and open up the knife all slow. I was like, man, you think some of them people across from him would have said, yo, it's getting ready to go down. You know what I mean? Take some drastic measures. At least I would have. What do y'all think? Feel free to unmute. Sorry. No, I don't want everybody to mute up. It was just noise for a minute. Where you go, Shabaka? Come on back in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, this is this old stupid phone I got. But anyway, I remember, man, in Oakland, California, little Mia Long. You remember little Mia Long at the MacArthur BART station where the white boy, John Lee Cowell, had slashed her throat because what she was doing was helping a woman get her baby across the gap between the actual train itself to the platform who had a stroller. Yeah, said he goes up there and cuts her throat, right? So therefore, you know, he
You cut off again. You hit the mute button.
yeah. No,
I
this
hear
is
you
this
now.
phone. Okay, this is this phone man doing this
Oh
crap,
no, keep
man.
going though, but don't cuss. What were you saying?
Okay,
That he cut her throat because what? She
no,
was
because he
getting
was,
a baby
yeah,
stroller.
yeah. The sister was helping a woman, with the baby stroller, right? Okay,
Uh-huh.
and then he just comes up there and cuts her throat, right? Now,
Huh.
the cold part about it is, man, at the MacArthur BART station, which sits in the heart of West Oakland, how was that fool able to get out of there alive? Okay, that's my first question, right? And a few years ago, man, although they tore down the video, I did a live feed video from there. And that there's where, they was putting a memorial out there, the candles and stuff like that, for little Mia. Then they got her father coming on the news saying, well, I'm asking the black community to stand down. Wait a minute, man. You are in the birthplace of the party, number one. Two, you were in the actual neighborhood where Dr. Newton and Mr. Seal and the Forte brothers did the patrols, and you talking about everybody to stand down? You
Mhm.
see? So they finally
Mhm.
caught up with them, and I saw a couple of Bay Area rapid transit officers, right? I said, say, man, I got a question for you. And they says, what's that, sir? I said, yeah, you guys caught that guy, Kyle, that killed little Mia, right? Oh, yeah, we got. I says, how come you didn't shoot him like you did Oscar Grant?
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. What'd he say?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I asked him that. He didn't say
They ain't gonna
nothing,
shoot.
man.
They ain't gonna shoot him.
Yeah, man,
Take
sir.
him in
There's no
peacefully.
argument with undisputed truth. It's quite obvious of
Yeah.
why they took him in alive. It's quite obvious, and I don't want to say the
Yeah.
obvious, but
Yeah,
just
but it
connect the
is,
dots.
and you see it happening so much. It's like, come on now, it's getting out of. It's getting
Oh yeah.
looks.
Okay.
It's
Now
getting to
here's
look
another one for you.
blatant. What's the word I'm looking for? Blatant. They just
Oh
blatant
yeah.
about it. You know.
Okay. Now look what happened to my man there in New York that got strangled by the white boy. What was his name? Daniel Penny.
Quran probably know about. Oh yeah. Quran, we know about that. 'Cause we were going to do the patrol the subways down there. Matter of fact, I'm sure they are. Hmm.
Yeah, you say the dude was hungry, weighed 125 pounds, wringing wet. The man was emaciated. Plus, he was thirsty. And over there on that East Coast, everybody knows how that humidity is. And to be perfectly honest with you, man, I don't know what makes you sweat more, the humidity or this desert, but I think it's the humidity. You see what I mean? Yeah,
Hmm. And I just
I
want to
think it's
remind
the
the people that we got uh, early, late edition of the Black Revolutionary Block Party. And I got Brother Karan on the line, Brother Shabaka on the line, Black Joe on the line. Wait a minute, who I leave out? Karan, I ain't leave Karan out. Uh, so we having a Black Revolutionary Block Party up in this camp. Just so if you didn't know, now you know. Matter of fact, I just decided to go
and
live
I'm all the way
again.
out here,
I
and I'm
wanted to
all the
go
way
live
out here in
again.
the wild,
Wait.
wild west.
Hold on, brother. Just want to let you know because I just went live again on my other channel because I was live earlier on it, but I was getting all that feedback, so I dumped it. But now we back on it without the feedback because we ain't got no StreamYard in the background. And you go, how's the weather out there in Sin City? Brother Shabaka
Okay,
from
okay.
Shabaka's Back Experience Enhanced on
It's
Tuesday
a
night.
pleasant 92 degrees. It's a pleasant 92 degrees. You know what I'm
On
saying?
Tuesday
Yeah,
nights
it's a
when I
pleasant
decide to
92
come in.
degrees and the sun is dipping. And we did have a little bit of rain here a few days ago. You know what I mean? So, you could definitely tell that the weather is changing, man, because here in June and July, man, you're looking at 118,
Mhm.
120. You know what I'm saying? And then, Dynamite guy invited your favorite partner to come out here and sit with me in the sun. You remember old Joe Gibson?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
heard
yeah,
of him on there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and him and
He
Sarge,
trying to run for some kind of office. Hey,
yeah,
what's that Black Joe got in the comments? You know, my eyes ain't what they used to be. I be squinting to try to see this stuff. That's why usually I just keep it moving. But it be
okay.
good stuff up in here. I know Shabak, he's more of an anchor man. Unless Joe
That
want to come on and expound on it.
Yeah, and I'm putting on some ice right here. Okay. Okay. Quran the Dam, Black Power, always, brother, always. You know what I'm saying?
Blue
Okay.
Macu.
Yeah, and so now another thing is that you got to look at as well too, is where you know
Put in
these
there while there's that one would say while there's no precise national statistic, a significant percentage of judges, particularly in lower courts, do not have law degrees.
right.
With the 2025 ABA Journal report indicating more than 90% of such judges lack them in the same areas. Requirements for judges vary significantly, with higher courts typically requiring a law degree, while some lower level positions may not.
Okay, now
Okay.
on the lower level positions, I'm thinking those are the ones that are typically appointed. But the ones for the actual judge, right, in some jurisdictions, they got to be elected. You see, now here's one for you, not, changing your subject matter there, Lightning. What about the sheriff down there in Kentucky that went and shot the judge?
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember you got it. Yeah, what happened again?
Yeah. Okay, it was the judge and the
He shot
sheriff.
the sheriff. Goodness gracious!
Yeah. No, the
the sheriff
sheriff
shot
shot the
the judge.
judge,
Yeah, the sheriff.
and
Look,
it
what
was
I
not
shot the
the
sheriff.
deputy. It was
He
the
said,
actual
"I
sheriff
am the
himself.
sheriff, and I'm gonna shoot the judge." Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So whatever happened with that? Now you see. Now let me show you the hypocrisy of this American judicial system. When you have controversial cases like that, right? Okay, they sweep those up under the rug and get them out the public view all the way. But as soon as you got some black on black business, man, this is spread it all over social media, man, and mainstream news. You see?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And then of course we ain't gonna talk about old Captain Kirk that got beamed up by Scotty in Utah. We're not gonna.
They bending that out of they bending just too much. They're making us forget about ours. But let me do this real quick. Wait a minute, hold on. Oops, wait a minute. Damn, I had it on for a minute there. I lost it.
Okay, now getting back to
the Fifth Amendment, and I wanted to come back to it real quick. Hold on. Let's see.
Will any person be subject for the same offense to
Take
be
it from the
twice
top.
put in
Okay, here we go. Because we did the Fourth Amendment, might as well do the
for a
Fifth.
capital
Wait a minute.
or
Take
otherwise
Take it from top. All right.
shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause,
That's the end of the Fourth
supported by
Amendment.
oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized.
Right.
Hold on. Here we go. Then I'm going to pause.
5.
Fifth Amendment. We all know this one.
No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime, unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation.
Okay. Now, you heard what he said, private property taken for use without just compensation, right? Now, I don't know about you all there in the East, but what happens is when these earthquakes hit out here in the West, right?
Mm-hmm.
When that happens, that the police can go up to you, snatch you out of your car, and says, "I'm commandeering it." You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So not to mention, man, all your personal private property is in there, registration, address, you know what I'm saying? maybe your car note payments. Now, what's preventing that joker from breaking in your glove compartment, man, getting all your vital information? Nothing.
Nothing. They violate us all the time
Yeah,
when they get that info. Oh,
he
real.
commandeered your vehicle, leaving you standing out there in the middle of only God knows where, and ain't no telling when you're going to see him or your vehicle again.
Yeah, yeah.
Understand? Now, and I bet you
now,
anybody here, dollars to donuts, you know what I'm saying? $1 to your bottle of Ripple, you know what I'm saying? That your car, after he finished commandeering it, is going to be impounded. Now you got to go pay impound fees. See?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's all a big game. You know, they all in it together. Yeah. Matter of fact, they call they call the tow truck man as soon as you get on the elevator in the building. You get
Yeah,
soon as
exactly.
you're walking toward the elevator. He getting the man on the phone while you walking toward the elevator. And by the time the elevator closed, the man on his way. By the time you get upstairs and you come right back down, just making a simple delivery, your stuff gone. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You see?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Exactly.
you can lodge that as theft because that's a third party entity. You know, if that tow company does not have a contract with that particular entity, you can bring action in civil court and small claims against them. That's like when you're in your home, or when you, like we were just talking about the Fourth Amendment, when it says, which one is that? The fourth, illegal search and seizure. For a tow company to come on the lot of where you're leasing you can be in an apartment, and under the state statutes, under ordinances of the municipality, that is your land and that's your property because you have ownership of it until your lease is up. So therefore, if you did not permit that entity to come out and remove that, that's theft. But a lot of people don't know that all you do is go in and bring forth action in a civil small claims court.
But they most of the time they do that on the city property where it might say no standing or no parking or something like that. But
with that, it has to be the city pound to come get it. It cannot be a private individual corporation. It has to go to the city lot. And that's where a lot of people find out that it's not at the city lot, it's at a subcontractor. That's third party.
That's what they use.
Now, if I may say, in the city of Los Angeles, what they got, when they call these tow trucks to hook you up, they got stamped on there, man, official police garage. And then they will put the name of the division that they're out of. Now, what a division is in the city of Los Angeles is what they would call a precinct with a lot of police departments back east, or districts. You see what I'm saying? In Los Angeles, they call them division. You see what I mean? And then what will happen is that, and then to show you how cold the city of Los Angeles is, right? They got what they call the traffic department. And what they would do, man, is that they will ride around looking for illegal cars, write you a citation, and they got the official police garage tow truck right there behind them.
Yeah.
Well, see, that there is where you can contest it.
These are like in Maryland and stuff, they using people, there's a third party, you know. In Maryland.
And that's where it's time consuming, but yet if you don't go forth, they keep getting away. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. They keep getting away with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And now it's turning federal. Well,
okay, now here's something else for you too that you're gonna love. You know what they call Denver boot? That they put a boot on your car, man, when you don't pay the tickets.
Yeah.
And you can't move that car. Okay, now let's say, man, that you're in a place where your meter expired and they put a boot on your car, right?
Yeah.
and you still there stuck in that place, man. So, you know, that is going to keep building up, building up, building up, building up, building up. You see? So what happens is going to get to the point they're going to seize a lien on your car for it. You see? So therefore, if you are carrying a car note, you're going to lose the car. It's going to ruin your credit, okay? But you still got to pay for the car. Now,
Oh,
me, I ain't never
out.
carried a car note before in my life, man. Every vehicle I had, I always had the pink slip on it. You see what I mean? Because I'm not going to sit up there, man, and be pimp, man, overpaying for these pieces of crap that is designed to fall apart, what they call planned obsolescence. Now, your boy there, the stinky dude, you know, with his vehicles that he's got, man, he wants $150,000 for them things. $150,000.
Ridiculous.
Man, that's insane.
I got a secret for you. If you do the research on what's called an allodial title, if you do an allodial title, when you go to, like you said, the pink slip on vehicles and houses, an allodial title is a title that is eluded and states that when you do the research and know how to fill it, know how to fill it out, you can get that free and clear because of your, because of your trust fund to the U.S. Treasury. And then you will be able to take that vehicle off the lot, brand new, free and clear.
Okay.
And it says not even God can take it from you.
Okay.
You can do that with houses. You can do that with cars. And then also when you have the debt, the bills, you can sit back and there's a form. It looks like a money order that you can fill out and you send it, straight to the U.S. Department of Treasury, and they pay your bills out of your account.
Okay, you have to be careful with that stuff, taking stuff up out of your account, man, is because you got hackers out there and they're good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got some hackers out there and they real good. And the reason why I know, because it happened, because it happened to me. You see what I mean?
Right.
And that's why, and you remember a while back, you know, about 8 years ago, everybody get these inboxes, man, about sign up for this program, right? You're gonna love me for it later, you know what I'm saying? And it was either having something to do, man, I think it had something to do with Cash App, you know what I'm saying? And man, and cats kept coming to me with that, and I said, look, man, I ain't interested. Okay. Dude come at me with again. Look, man, I ain't interested. Dude come to me with a third time, man. So, you know, I called him up off of Facebook, man, and cussed him out, man, you know, and do not send me this BS, man. It's garbage. You see, now, another scam that they had, and I know everybody remember this one. You remember where you used to get these emails from these people from Nigeria talking about, well, I got, you know, $5 million that I need to transfer, right? Okay. So, you know, talk to me on what they call FaceTime, right? And you got to show your face. So I FaceTime the dude. I didn't show my face. I put my thumb over it, right? And I says, look, man, you know, let me tell you something, Trick. You a crook. CROOK. I says, man, why are you coming to me with it, man? Why don't you go up there to Beverly Hills? Let me see, the north side of Chicago. What's that other fancy place they got up there? Man, it's up there. Oh, Folsom. Folsom. Yeah, go up there to Folsom, California with that. You know, them is where your billionaires and millionaires at, man. So why are you trying to get me? Brother, well, oofa goof, boop, but so I just went on and blocked the fool, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and
you know where that comes from Biden's and the legislators, the federal legislators, removing consumer protection laws, and the nation is they're under attack to the entire nation because they're cutting the classifications, like I said, these hiccups, they're cutting the classifications. It's either you're like Trump and them is showing, either you're MAGA or you do not exist. Even the millionaires and billionaires are being, ostracized. They're in the category of poor now. So they only
Oh
have
yeah.
one classification because of they removed the consumer protection, and they outsourced our information to other countries because of the social security and birth certificate.
Oh
Again,
yeah.
yeah. And this is where what you got to do is just let them know that when you were saying, you personally, you do the research and the studies and then learn how these third parties was always the ones going forth and collecting. That's just like when you go to jail and they say a bond. See, they
Right.
go with the bond, but yet and still they'll say it's $250. But as soon as you give your signature, that we were supposed to been protect, we were always taught to protect. As soon as you sign, then they go in to the U.S. Treasury and they may get $1 million because everything
Right.
in the nation, everyone has a right to as birthright citizens. However, they sit back and have us all under their trickology, their spell to say, look,
Right.
everybody else been doing it. And that's why I always come up and say, look, I'm not everybody else. You know what I mean? I know that social security number is a dead man's high cap name, and all
Okay.
you
The
need
straw
is my
man
signature to
stuff.
go with it. Yes, the straw man.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
establish your standings, you're in the knowledge of a lot of these things.
Y'all
And
might
what I
want
would
to expound
suggest,
on that a little bit for the people like myself that be like, straw man. Come on now. Y'all tell us about
Yeah.
that. Don't leave us hanging.
Okay. And if I may
Yeah,
say,
y'all
if I may,
y'all open up everybody's like, wait a minute, hold on. Everybody Googling, everybody all over the world right now is Googling. What was it, straw
this is
man?
if I
yeah, they
can
call.
suggest, if you want to get straight on to that, look up Lighthouse Law Library. Look,
Okay.
Okay.
everybody, make sure
And
they
what were
put
you
that
in
down. Lighthouse Law
Lighthouse
Library.
Law Library? And what were you gonna say about that, Shabaka?
Okay, yeah, right now, man, I'm looking for it, man, because I think I got a copy of my birth certificate. Hold on, man, because because I'm just doing this here to prove brother's point right here.
But I
Okay.
like to expound on that straw man thing a little bit instead of looking it up later. I want to kind of
Okay,
know
all
what's
right,
happening
okay,
with that.
hold on, Lightning.
Just a little bit.
Bear with me, just
Yeah,
bear
and
with
We
me.
probably all heard of. Sometimes it be
it
stuff
goes
that
to
we
the
heard of, but
maritime.
we forgot.
It goes to the maritime laws. What the straw man
Maritime.
is that it's a manifesto. So
It
what
only
the
Okay.
protects
nation
maritime.
when they colonized America and they separated from the 13 colonies, what they did was they put us under, birth certificates and social security numbers. This is why you have so many other nations coming in and they're eludedly or allegedly having the right to everything in the land because everything has been outsourced of this nation that we know as America, but we are the ones that are the wards to this nation because we're cattle. View it like cattle. Our social
Right.
security number is the tag of the number, and you know what I'm saying. The birth certificate is the proof of life, but the social security number, you got to remember, is that you can put a name on there, and that's the high cap dead straw man. That's what we're saying. But the living entity, see, another secret is that when you write, you're supposed to write in red. That's showing the living being.
Right in
You're
red.
not supposed to write in black and blue.
When Jesus, everything is supposed to be in red.
Yeah, you're supposed to utilize your signature in red ink. And when you fill out those form to pay your bills from the U.S. State Treasury Department, you use a red pen, and you turn it upside, and the letters goes upside down. It's a editorial on how to do this, But like I said, if you look into the Lighthouse Law Library Club, that'll sit back and put a lot of the things that I'm talking about. It'll open up, it'll share with you about the courts. It'll share with you about this eluded taxes that we're paying, that we're not paying. It's all going to that Brinks Bank, you know what I mean? The World Bank, and this is just no longer
Yeah.
the secrets, the 7 seals that they had. Now everything is out here because this nation no longer can sit back and keep this trickology going, this craft, this magic. See, we look at magic as pulling a rabbit out of the hat, but the law is the craft with, if I can talk you into it, because we're adults. And like you said, ignorance of the law is, no excuse. And that's where they said, all of this is out here. And all you have to do is research it. And you can come up in here. And when you go up in those courts and you sit back and stand in public before you even go aboard that ship, and you explain to them that, look, I'm here to address, and you talk in that third party entity the same way they do when they have you on board of that ship, because they only have a manifesto of a name, but they're not considering you as living, because you're not nothing but a number to them, or you're a cattle, you're a head of stock. And think about it, animal, cows aren't able to talk. They're just herded and told, do this, do that, and if you don't, what they do, use force. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Here it is, fellas. I thought I lost this little rascal. Man, boy, that's how I know I'm getting old, with all this junk and paperwork around here, man. Now, check this out. Okay, birth certificate. Crook County, Illinois. Okay. All right. Okay. Name, Shabaka Sankari. Date of birth classified. Born Crook County, Illinois. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. All righty. Mama's name, daddy's name. You know what I'm saying? And right here, it's got a number on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. As brother was saying, is this the 7-digit number that you were speaking of, sir?
Yes, sir. That would be your certificate. Yes. And your social security number, if you look at your social, you will see that on the back it's a red. Over there on that left, it's a red number.
A red
and
number
that's your account.
Okay.
That's your account as an entity in this, nation.
Okay. Now hold on, let me go find my internal passports, commonly referred to as a driver's license. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. See, hold on.
And that's another catch. See, each and every time we sign up with these which the entire nation is a corporation. So every time we sign up and agree to the terms of these departments, that's where they have what's called order, and we're viewed as wards. Because when you look at your birth certificate, see, your parents did not, they were wards to the state. And by when I was talking about jurisdiction before, wherever you were born, if you're not from that area, if you go to Mississippi, you catch a charge and you say, let's say a citation, and they try to take you to jail. They're not even supposed to, if you're in the knowledge of, you do the studies, you'll be able to contest that and fight definition of jurisdiction. Because look, you can't bring me up on any charges. I have a right to travel to and fro, and that's the human right, to travel to and fro in the republic. And you cannot bring me up on those charges because I did not commit murder, and I'm not in my hometown where I was born.
Okay.
All right. So
on there, it sounds like it's like a bank note. I should be able to withdraw money on myself off of that Social Security number some kind of way.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay, now also too, brother, I'm looking at this Social Security number. It's got the Social Security number on there, Shabaka Sankari name on here. Then on the rear of it, man, it has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 digit on the back of the Social Security card. So
that's your personal riches to this nation.
Okay.
And that's what they're not educating us on.
Okay.
Because see, if you research, watch this. In China, if you walk across, or say you were to go and jaywalk. Let's utilize the term jaywalk. So by the time you get across, or by the time you walk against that light
Yeah.
in that nation, it's already withdrawn off your account. So you do not go and do these egregious, unlawful seizures, these kidnappings. That's how I look at it. You've been kidnapped. They kidnap you and put you on their ship, and then make you a part of their ship. And that's
Funny you
how
should
I look
say
at all
that.
these Jews.
Wait a minute, brother. You said the Chinese, right?
Yes, in China.
Okay.
If
And do you know? Okay. Whoa. Hey, just hear me out. Do you know?
Go ahead.
Okay, that there in San Francisco, California. Okay,
Yep.
which was the point of entry for the Chinese. That there is where the original Chinatown is. Now I'm gonna tell you something else, man, that'll blow your mind. One time I was up there, I was asked this woman who was working for the utility company, who was of Asian descent. She spoke in clear English, gave me directions of where I was trying to go, right? But then as soon as one of her own people came up there, that woman was speaking absolute fluent Chinese.
Absolute.
You see what I'm saying?
People were too. So,
Absolutely.
go.
Well, see, the reason that's so is because demographically, this is all demographically, they make sure to put locations close to the areas and let the natives have their right to the land. And that's where they allude that black is the lost nation. And that's where the biggest problem come in. This is where we're at when it comes to the indigenous studies. Everything was the continent of Africa, every place. But when they broke off to those 13 colonies, and they sat back, and then America wanted to sit back and put their flag on it, that's when they separated and called themselves, trying to put rule, as well as when they put us into, that is the actual slavery, when they sat back and gave us those birth certificates and those social security cards. That's what makes us
Okay, brother. Now I'm going to slightly
wars to
disagree
each
with you.
of those demographic areas.
Okay, now I'm going to slightly disagree with you on one thing only. Why did they beat us so severely? You see what I'm saying? Okay, because because I used to argue with these Irish people, right? Well, we came here with indentured servitude and all that. Yeah, but you clowns are also the overseers on the plantation system that was violating black women. Why do you think you got so many colored folk with the name of McIntyre, McClintock, McDonald, McWilliams, you say Shaughnessy, so forth and so on and so on? Well, you see, man, I says, nah, man, I don't see nothing, man. And if you don't get up out my face with that BS, man, you're gonna be seeing this left hook bounce off your chin.
Let me next amendment real quick. But go ahead, you finish that. But I want to hit this next amendment because our people need to know their amendments.
Okay, and why you doing it there, Lightning, if I may? In other words, it's like this, man. They want us to be so forgiving, you see what I'm saying, of the brutalization that they had committed against us, that we're supposed to sit down there, get on our hands and knees and beg that we got a dream, singing that old Negro spiritual, free.
Yeah, free at last, thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. You went on mute. But as long as you're on mute, I'm play this next amendment. Let's see. All right, hold on. Can y'all mute for a minute? Let's see what happened to the. Here we go.
In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense.
That's the Sixth Amendment. I'll let this next one play through too.
Amendment 7.
Seventh Amendment. A lot of people don't know this one. And a lot of people do.
In suits at common law, where the value of controversy shall exceed $20, The right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Amendment 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted.
Well, they do it anyway. Ha ha! Anything on that, y'all? I won't go through all of them because it's more amendments than I had thought. When I was like, hold on, man, we've been here for like 2 hours and we're still going over amendments. So it's quite a class for sure. But I got it on my I got it on from the other day. I just played a whole thing, went down the whole all of it.
Hey, I'm Hallie, and we are coming.
So we ain't missed a drop. We missed one thing. So yeah, y'all can go back and see that. Hold on, somebody chiming in.
Studio. Yeah,
hey,
I got.
you must have dropped off, didn't you?
Yeah, they kicked me. Yeah, they kicked me out the studio because what I was saying is that I will always respect Dr. King is because Dr. King had realized his mistake before he was assassinated when he said that I led our people into a burning house with integration. I say you have to respect a man like that who was so steadfast and trying to coexist with those that hated us with the passion, but the man realized his mistake. You see what I mean?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You say, because one thing I will say, let's say you come out here where I'm at, Lightning, and we go out here, we go riding, right? Man, we decide to go out here in the middle of this desert in a wild, wild wind, and it starts raining on us, right? And then I say, Lightning, hey, man, I deeply apologize, man. I misread the weather report, man, and stuff like that, brother. So I'm coming to you as a man, asking and begging for your forgiveness due to my error. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what Dr. King did. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You say, this is what Dr. King did. You know what I mean? And then we're not going to talk about the X-Men. We're not going to speak of the heavyweight champ at that time and all that. But what it is, though, is that they don't want us having knowledge of ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Because you heard the concept. You heard of the concept of Sankofa going back to tradition is the first step forward.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, so they definitely want to keep our youth away from that knowledge. You see what I'm saying? And this is why they come over the idiot boxes, the jumbotrons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With
Tell
all
your
this
vision,
illusion.
fool your vision, tell your vision, television.
Yeah, tell lie vision because it tells lies. And there's that old saying: are you watching that idiot box, or is that idiot box watching you?
Yeah.
Right.
And they made the technology where it actually is watching you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then what I'm getting ready to do, y'all, I'm gonna try to get back off in school right here, man, to go learn all about this AI intelligence because I think it's wrong. And not only is it wrong, it is extremely dangerous. You see, oh, just Google this, just Google this, just Google this. Viruses, personal information getting compromised and stuff like that. I will just use the banking app. Use the banking app. So therefore, so when your account gets hijacked, you know what that same bank, is gonna tell you, man, about that app. Oh, well, you're doing it at your own risk.
Right.
I'm doing it at my own risk. Okay, so then why are you cloud my phone and my laptop with all?
Right. And then you got to think about the Title 42 USC 81, the right to enforce contract. See, you should not be signing and accepting anything that you're not in the knowledge and in agreement with. If it's not explained to you in detail, don't hit that I accept app because now you don't know what they have back there. I learned that when going to a bank and they tried to get me to sign on that little pad and I said no, put me out the contract so that I can read along, and I can, if I want to strike to what I don't want to agree with, then I'll strike it. And I come to find out that when you do that, when you hit that and you sign on that little box, you agree to the government being a part of your banking. And that's why you have those interest rates and those fees apply.
The British Bill of Rights has 13 stipulations. The Germans have 29. The Belgians have 25. The Swedish have only 6. And some people in the world have no rights at all. What kind of a fucking goddamn God-given deal is that? No rights at all? Why would God give different people in different countries different numbers of different rights? Boredom? Amusement? Bad arithmetic? Do we find out at long last, after all this time, that God is weak in math skills? Doesn't sound like divine planning to me. Sounds more like human planning. Sounds more like one group trying to control another group. In other words, business as usual in America. Now, if you think you do have rights, one last assignment for you. Next time you're at the computer, get on the internet, go to Wikipedia. When you get to Wikipedia, in the search field for Wikipedia, I want you to type in Japanese Americans 1942, and you'll find out all about your precious fucking rights, okay? In 1942, there were 110,000 Japanese American citizens in good standing.
I hope there wasn't too long of a gap.
Thrown into internment camps simply because their parents were born in the wrong country. That's all they did wrong. They had no right to a lawyer, no right to a fair trial, no right to a jury of their peers, no right to due process of any kind. The only right they had, right this way, into the internment camps. Just when these American citizens needed their rights the most, their government took them away. And rights aren't rights if someone can take them away. They're privileges. That's all we've ever had in this country is a bill of temporary privileges. And if you read the news even badly, you know that every year the list gets shorter and shorter and shorter. You see, sooner or later, the people in this country are going to realize the government does not give a fuck about them. Government doesn't care about you or your children or your rights or your welfare or your safety. It simply doesn't give a fuck about you. It's interested in its own power. That's the only thing, keeping it and expanding it wherever possible. Personally, when it comes to rights, I think one of two things is true. I think either we have unlimited rights or we have no rights at all. Personally, I lean toward unlimited rights. I feel, for instance, I have the right to do anything I please. But if I do something you don't like, I think you have the right to kill me. So where are you going to find a fairer fucking deal than that? So the next time some asshole says, "Do I have a right to my opinion?" You say, "Oh yeah, well I have a right to my opinion, and my opinion is you have no right to your opinion." Then shoot the fuck and walk away.
Well, a lot of things have happened since the last time I saw you. I just want to talk a little bit about that war in the Persian Gulf. Big doings in the Persian Gulf. You know my favorite part of that war? It's the first war we ever had that was on every channel plus cable. And the war got good ratings too, didn't it? Got good ratings. Well, we like war. We like war. We're a warlike people. We like war because we're good at it. You know why we're good at it? Because we get a lot of practice. This country's only 200 years old, and already we've had 10 major wars. We average a major war in this country every 20 years, so we're good at it. But we'll goddamn bomb them. Well, when's the last white people you can remember that we bombed? Can you remember the last white? Can you remember any white people we've ever bombed? The Germans. The Germans are the only ones. And the only reason for that is because they were trying to cut in on our action. They wanted to dominate the world. Bullshit. That's our fucking job. That's our fucking job. Now we only bomb brown people. Not because they're trying to cut in on our action, just because they're brown. Now you might be noticing I don't feel about that war the way we were told we were supposed to feel about that war, the way we were ordered and instructed by the United States government to feel about that war.
That's what I'm talking about. Feel how you want to feel.
One thing I do, it's called thinking.
On everything.
And I'm not a really good American because I like to.
Only God tells us what to do. up
I
in
don't
here.
just roll over when I'm told to.
We take good suggestions, though,
Americans just roll over on command. Not me.
as long as it helps the people or help myself.
Rules I live by. My first rule, I don't believe anything the government tells me.
Number one rule. Hope y'all can hear this.
Very seriously, the media or the press in this country, who in the case of the Persian Gulf War were nothing more than unpaid employees of the Department of Defense, and who most of the time function as kind of an unofficial public relations agency for the United States government. So don't listen to them. I don't really believe in my country. And I got to tell you, folks, I don't get all choked up about yellow ribbons and American flags. I consider them to be symbols, and I leave symbols to the symbol-minded. To me, war is nothing but a whole lot of prick waving, okay? War is just a lot of men standing around in a field waving their pricks at one another. Simple thing, that's all it is. Men are insecure about the size of their dicks, and so they have to go to war over it. That's what all that asshole jock bullshit is all about. That's what all that adolescent macho male posturing and strutting in bars and locker rooms is all about. It's called dick fear. Men are terrified that their pricks are inadequate, and so they have to compete to feel better. And because war is the ultimate competition, basically men are killing one another in order to improve their self-esteem. You don't have to be a history major or a political scientist to see the bigger dick foreign policy theory. It sounds like this. What? They have bigger dicks? Bomb them! And of course, the bombs and the rockets and the bullets are all shaped like dicks. It's a subconscious need to project the penis into other people's affairs. It's called fucking with people. As far as I'm concerned, that whole thing in the Persian Gulf, nothing more than a big prick-waving dick fight. In this particular case, Saddam Hussein had challenged and questioned the size of George Bush's dick. And George Bush has been called a wimp for so long. Wimp rhymes with limp. George has been called a wimp for so long that he has to act out his manhood fantasies by sending other people's children to die. Even the name Bush is related to the genitals without being the genitals. Of course, is a sort of passive secondary sex characteristic. Now, if this man's name had been George Boner, well, he might have felt a little better about himself, and we wouldn't have had any trouble over there in the first place. This whole country has a manhood problem, big manhood problem in the USA. You can tell from the language we use. Language always gives you away. What did we do wrong in Vietnam? We pulled out. Not a very manly thing to do, is it? When you're fucking people, you gotta stay in there and fuck them good, fuck them all the way, fuck them till the end, fuck them to death. Fuck them to death. Stay in there and keep fucking them until they're all dead. We left a few women and children alive in Vietnam, and we haven't felt good about ourselves since. That's why George Bush had to say in the Persian Gulf, this will not be another Vietnam. He actually used these words, this time we're going all the way. Imagine an American president using the sexual slang of a 13-year-old to describe his foreign policy. If you want to know what happened in the Persian Gulf, just remember the names of the two men who were running that war, Dick Cheney and Colin Powell. Somebody got fucked in the ass. Thank you, thank you. This is a lively group we have here. And a good-sized audience, too. And I want to mention that this is probably, I really haven't seen this many people in one place since they took the group photographs of all the criminals and lawbreakers in the Ronald Reagan administration. Yeah, 225 of them so far. 225 different people in the Ronald Reagan administration have either quit, been fired, been arrested, indicted, or convicted of either breaking the law or violating the ethics code. 225 of them. And Edwin Meese alone has been investigated by 3 separate special prosecutors, and there's a 4th one waiting for him in Washington right now.
3 separate special prosecutors have had to look into the activities of the Attorney General. And the Attorney General is the nation's leading law enforcement officer. See, that's what you got to remember. This is the Ronald Reagan administration we're talking about. These are the law and order people. These are the people who are against street crime. They want to put street criminals in jail to make life safer for the business criminals. They're against street crime. They're against street crime, providing that street isn't Wall Street. And the Supreme Court decided about a year ago that it's all right to put people in jail now if we just think they're going to commit a crime. It's called preventive detention. All you got to do now is just think they're going to commit a crime. Well, if we'd have known this shit 7 or 8 years ago, we could have put a bunch of these Republican motherfuckers directly into prison, put them in the joint where they belong, and we could have saved the money of putting these country club pinheaded assholes on trial. Another thing you got to remember, this is the group of people who were elected with the help of the moral majority. Elected with the help of the moral majority and